Let me be real with you. Not every sweet, confident, or cute thing a woman says is harmless. In fact, some of the most dangerous red flags come wrapped in charm. And that's the problem. Most men don't see them until it's too late. A woman can say something that sounds innocent, but underneath it, there's a truth about her mindset, her values, her emotional maturity, or how she'll treat you long term. And if you don't know how to listen beyond her words, you'll miss the warning signs that tell you, this one's not for you. Now, this isn't about bashing women. It's about helping good men see what's actually being said when certain phrases come up. Because as women, we often express our true feelings indirectly, through little comments, emotional hints, or casual remarks that reveal a lot more than we think. The thing is, a lot of men have been conditioned to overlook these cues. You're told to be understanding, patient, forgiving, and that's great, to a point. But sometimes those qualities blind you to red flags that would have been obvious if you just stopped romanticizing her potential and started paying attention to her patterns. So today, I'm going to break down 6 things women say that you should never ignore. I'll explain what they really mean from a female perspective and how you can respond from a place of strength, not fear or confusion. And trust me, once you start hearing these phrases for what they truly are, you'll save yourself from a lot of heartbreak, wasted energy, and emotional chaos. Because sometimes the most dangerous women don't show it in how they act. They reveal it in what they say. 1. I'm not ready for anything serious right now. But she still wants your attention. When a woman says, I'm not ready for anything serious right now, most men hear it, but they don't listen. They think it's a phase. They assume if they stick around, show her love, stay patient, and prove they're a good guy, she'll eventually come around. But here's the truth. When a woman says that, she means exactly what she said. She's not ready. And in most cases, she's not saying it because of her emotional damage or timing. She's saying it because she doesn't see you as the man she wants something serious with. Now, that might sting. But it's better you know. Because women don't push away what they truly want. If she really felt deeply connected to you, she wouldn't risk losing you by playing it cool. She wouldn't say she's not ready, while simultaneously making time for you, texting you late at night, and keeping you emotionally hooked. That's not confusion, that's control. See, when a woman says she's not ready, but still keeps you around, she's creating an emotional safety net. You give her attention, comfort, and validation without requiring real commitment. You become her almost boyfriend, the man she talks to, laughs with, and sometimes even gets intimate with, but never truly chooses. She gets all the benefits of closeness with none of the accountability. Here's the part most men miss. That statement isn't always meant to be cruel. Sometimes it's just honest. But if her actions don't match her words, if she's flirting, showing affection, and building emotional intimacy, that's a mixed signal, and it's one you should never chase. You might think you can prove her wrong by being different, but all that does is show her she can keep you on standby while she figures out who she really wants. 2. My ex was crazy. Translation: she avoids accountability. When a woman says, my ex was crazy, it might sound like small talk, like she's warning you about her bad experiences or trying to show you she's been through a lot. But here's the reality most men don't catch. When a woman constantly blames her ex for everything that went wrong, she's not giving you context. She's revealing her character. Now, I'm not saying every woman who says this is lying. There are situations where someone truly went through something toxic. But pay attention to the pattern in how she talks about it. Does she take any responsibility for how she contributed to the relationship? Or is every story one where she's the victim and every man she's dated just happens to be crazy, toxic, or narcissistic? Because here's the truth. Emotionally mature women don't trash their exes. Even if it ended badly, they'll usually say something like, "It didn't work out," or "We just wanted different things." They understand that no relationship fails because of one person. So when a woman instantly paints her ex as the villain, what she's really saying is, "I don't take accountability." And that's a red flag, because accountability is everything in relationships. If she can't look at her past and say, "I could have handled that better," or "I ignored some signs," then guess what? She's going to repeat the same pattern with you. This type of woman will rewrite the story every time things go wrong. She'll minimize what she did, exaggerate what you did, and then convince herself you were the problem. And here's why this matters to you as a man. If she's unable to reflect on her past relationships honestly, she'll never grow emotionally. That means she's likely to bring the same behaviors, the same emotional walls, the same defensiveness, the same inability to self-correct straight into her connection with you. So before you get drawn in by her story about the crazy ex, slow down. Ask yourself what she's not saying. Does she ever talk about what she learned from that relationship? Does she seem calm and self-aware when she brings it up, or does she sound bitter and dramatic? A woman who still speaks with resentment hasn't healed. And if she hasn't healed, she's not ready to build something new. 3. I don't like drama, but somehow she's always in it. When a woman says, "I don't like drama," you should pause. Because ironically, the women who say this the most are usually the ones who attract and even create the most drama. It's a red flag wrapped in charm. And if you don't catch it early, you'll end up in a situation where you're constantly confused, drained, and wondering how you became part of the chaos she claims to hate. Here's the truth most men don't realize. When a woman truly doesn't like drama, you'll see it in her behavior, not hear it in her words. She won't need to announce it. She'll show it by staying calm, respecting boundaries, and not reacting emotionally to every little thing. But when a woman keeps saying she hates drama, she's usually trying to convince herself more than you. This kind of woman often thrives on emotional intensity. She doesn't consciously want chaos, but she's addicted to the feeling of being emotionally stimulated, whether that's through conflict, jealousy, gossip, or attention. So she'll stir up small arguments, create tension, or exaggerate problems just to feel something. And when things settle down, she'll find a new reason to be upset, because peace feels boring to her. Now, as a man, you have to pay attention to patterns, not proclamations. If she constantly has issues with friends, family, co-workers, or exes, it's not a coincidence. She's the common denominator. A woman who's emotionally centered doesn't move from one dramatic situation to another. She knows how to set boundaries, walk away, and protect her peace. But when she always finds herself in the middle of something, that's your warning sign. Because soon, you'll be the one she's arguing with, blaming, or emotionally testing, all while claiming she doesn't like drama. Another clue? She often plays the role of the victim. She'll say things like, "People are just jealous of me," or "I'm always misunderstood." But pay attention. If she's always the one being misunderstood, maybe she's the one creating confusion. 4. All my friends are guys. What she's really telling you. When a woman tells you, "All my friends are guys," she usually says it with pride, like it's proof that she's easygoing, drama-free, and not like other girls. But let's be real here. When a woman surrounds herself only with men, that's not a personality trait. It's a pattern, and it's one you need to look at closely. See, when a woman truly values deep feminine connections, she'll have at least a few female friends she can trust. But when she constantly says she can't get along with other women, it usually means she struggles with accountability, emotional competition, or boundaries. Because here's the truth. Women who claim they only get along with men often crave male validation more than they value female solidarity. It's not about friendship, it's about control and attention. When she's the only woman in a group of guys, she gets to be the center of attention. She gets compliments, protection, and emotional support, all without giving romantic commitment to anyone. It's validation on demand. Now, this doesn't mean men and women can't be friends. Of course they can. But when a woman's entire circle is male, and she constantly emphasizes it, she's indirectly saying, I like being desired. She thrives on the energy of men wanting her, even if she pretends not to notice. It keeps her ego alive. It makes her feel powerful. And you, as a man, have to recognize that. Because when you start dating someone like this, you're walking into a dynamic where she's already used to being the center of male attention. That means she may subconsciously test your confidence. She wants to see if you can handle her constantly being admired, complimented, or flirted with by other men. 5. I'm just really busy right now. When she's emotionally checking out. When a woman says, I'm just really busy right now, it might sound innocent, even reasonable. Everyone has a life, work, family, things to do. But when it comes from a woman you're dating, or trying to date, those 6 words often mean something deeper. They're not always about time, they're about interest. Here's the truth. When a woman genuinely likes you, she'll make time. She'll text back even if it's just a quick message. She'll check in even when she's tired. She'll find small ways to let you know you matter, because attraction and interest naturally create effort. No matter how busy life gets, she'll carve out space for the man she wants. But when a woman starts saying, I'm just really busy right now, it's often her gentle way of emotionally pulling away without confrontation. Women rarely say directly, I've lost interest. Instead, we soften it. We say we're busy, overwhelmed, or need space. Not because we don't have time, but because we don't want to hurt your feelings or deal with the awkwardness of rejecting you outright. You'll notice the signs if you pay attention. The conversations that used to flow easily suddenly feel dry. She used to send long, warm texts. Now you get one-word replies. She used to ask questions about your day. Now she just says, cool. Plans start getting postponed, then cancelled. And when you try to reschedule, she says she'll let you know. That phrase, I'll let you know, is code for don't count on it. And here's where a lot of men make the mistake. They try harder. They double text. They suggest more plans. They think, maybe if I show more interest, she'll see I care. But to her, that just confirms she's in control of your attention, and ironically, it makes her pull back even more. 6. I don't know what I want. When she's keeping you as an option. When a woman says, I don't know what I want, it's rarely about confusion. It's usually about comfort. She knows she enjoys your attention, your consistency, your presence, but she's not ready to commit, and she doesn't want to lose you either. So she keeps you in a safe middle zone. Not too close to be official, but not too far to be forgotten. This is one of the most emotionally draining positions a man can be in, because it makes you start questioning yourself. You start thinking, maybe if I just wait a bit longer, she'll be sure about me. But here's the truth from a woman's perspective. If she really wanted you, she'd know. Women know when they feel something real. We know when a man stands out. That uncertainty she's showing you. It's not a lack of clarity. It's a lack of conviction. She's not unsure about what she wants. She's unsure about whether she wants you enough. Sometimes she'll give you mixed signals to keep you around. One day she's affectionate, texting you all the time, acting jealous when you pull away. The next, she's distant, claiming she's confused or not ready for something serious. What she's really doing is managing your availability. She wants to make sure you're still there while she explores her other options or waits to see if something else feels better. It's emotional insurance. And the longer you stay in that position, the more power she holds. Women respect men who can sense when the energy changes and act accordingly. If she says she doesn't know what she wants, don't argue, don't try to convince her, and don't chase her clarity. Simply step back. That doesn't mean being rude or cold. It means being decisive. You don't wait for someone who's unsure about you, because waiting communicates that you're willing to accept uncertainty as long as it keeps you close to her. That's not love, it's emotional negotiation. 7. How to maintain her attraction after you pull away when a woman feels your absence and starts coming back around. The biggest mistake you can make is to relax and go right back to your old patterns. Attraction is not something you win once. It's something you maintain. What drew her back to you was your energy shift, your confidence, and your focus on yourself. If you lose those things, she'll feel it immediately, and the dynamic will reset to the same imbalance that made her lose interest in the first place. So here's what you do. Stay consistent. The version of you that she misses is not the man who begged for her attention. It's the man who moved forward without it. Keep your priorities, your purpose, and your independence at the center of your life. Don't let her emotional presence suddenly pull you off balance again. When she comes back, you can be open and warm, but not desperate. Respond from strength, not need. Women subconsciously test men when attraction rebuilds. She might act distant again, get slightly unpredictable, or try to see if your new behavior is real or temporary. Don't panic. This is her way of checking whether the version of you she's drawn to is authentic. If you remain grounded and consistent, those tests fade away. The key is not to chase the feeling of winning her back. The goal is to stay in control of your own emotional world. That's what keeps her invested, when she can feel that you're centered, fulfilled, and not dependent on her validation. In short, don't go back to who you were before she lost interest. Stay the man who walked away, who focused on growth, and who didn't let love become a negotiation. That man is magnetic, and that's who keeps her attention for good. At the end of the day, every man needs to understand this simple truth. A woman's attraction isn't built on what you say, it's built on what you embody. When you pull away, when you stop chasing, and when you truly begin to focus on yourself, a woman feels that shift deep inside her. It changes how she sees you. It reminds her of your value, your strength, and the fact that your world doesn't revolve around her. Most men think that walking away means giving up, but it's actually the moment you regain control of the dynamic. It's the point where she begins to wonder what you're thinking, what you're doing, and whether she's lost her place in your life. That uncertainty, when handled with calm confidence, is what reawakens her desire. But remember, this isn't about punishing her or playing emotional games. It's about respecting yourself enough to stop fighting for someone who stopped showing up for you. You don't owe her your attention just because she suddenly realizes what she lost. You owe yourself peace, direction, and self-respect. So if she starts missing you, let her. If she reaches out, stay calm. If she comes back, stay grounded. Your power isn't in proving your worth, it's in knowing it. The man who lives from that truth doesn't chase women. He attracts them naturally, effortlessly, and permanently. That's when she feels it. That rare magnetic energy that only comes from a man who's whole on his own. And that's the kind of man no woman ever forgets.